The Mvskoke Loan Fund is a governmental economic development effort focused on promoting access to financing for local community business and financial literacy amongst citizens. Mvskoke Media spoke with Mvskoke Loan Fund Chief Executive Officer Christopher Coburn about the services offered and the impacts observed in the program's history.
What we are is a community development financial institution. That's not a bank, it's not a credit union. And we deal with people that might have challenges getting access to money. We're like a pre-bank in that aspect. So maybe people have never had the opportunity to get a loan to get started on something, or they've made mistakes. Pretty endemic in all of Northeast Oklahoma, but especially in Native culture, is financial awareness and habits. And when people have needs at the table, sometimes they're desperate. And so what you have to protect against is people that would take advantage of our people, predatory lending. And really what CDFI does is we help create assets. And then over time, as clients maybe might borrow from us to finance a business, they'd pay us off, and now they're able to go get bigger loans at better rates from larger institutions. So in some ways we're like a school. People come in at one skill set, maybe one credit score, one awareness of how to run a business, and then by the time they're done, they come out that much better and able to prepare. And we measure that growth. Where do they start from? Maybe they're barely surviving, and then at the end they're employing 5 or 6 people and doing so much better. Where we are now at 2 years in is we were in a bad shape, positionally, financially, 2 years ago. Now we're in a very, very good position. We're considered very successful nationally by U.S. Treasury, who is our regulator. That's who we're certified by, and by our peers in the Native community as far as Native CDFIs across the country. So now we're having some positive growing pains. We were set up to be this special thing, and we still have a special relationship with the tribe. But now how do we make that get to the next step? So the next step for us, there's always a challenge. Initially, we didn't have enough qualified people to lend to. We had to develop their skills to be ready to finance. Now, a lot of those relationships are maturing, and now and ongoing, I'm going to have the issue of do I have enough funds available to lend to these people to now get their boots on the ground and get going. So lending capital is going to be an ongoing concern. And one of the tools in the future, if we can work with the tribe to figure that out, is possibly getting nonprofit status, and then we could get donated capital from large banks and others that believe in what we're doing. So we're looking at grants, we look at partnering with the tribe for financing, but eventually we could be completely self-funded. And so it's just how, as we develop in what we do, and there's other things down the road. Maybe someday we could be a nonprofit bank. We could already someday participate in the New Market Tax Credits program, which is investments. All these things are through the U.S. Treasury CDFI fund. And so Mvskoke Loan Fund is the vehicle that's already in place for that. It's just a matter of how do we work with who we work with to get there.
Mvskoke Loan Fund also offers free tax preparation services from mid-January to mid-April.
We helped 205 people last year. We did 176 returns, and it was mostly my staff, plus about 3 or 4 other employees. And we were kind of asked to do that, asked told, how that works sometimes. And so we were happy to do that. So last year, how we measure impact for what we do is how much money did they save by not having to pay a tax preparer? So that's money that they kept in their household budget. But also how much return did they get back? They went back into their home or in their community. Because typically when we spend money, we spend it more local than not. So last year it was about a $346,000 positive impact for a 12-week project. So huge win. 90% of who we served were Native Americans. Okay. This year, we surpassed that goal at about week 8 of a 14-week season. So this year we're looking at helping 300 to 400 people, and we have a special focus as an additional product besides VITA, which is Volunteers and Tax Assistance. We also have a TCE, Tax Counseling to the Elderly. So we're focused on our elders 60 and above to try to help them get theirs done as well. And so altogether we should 300 to 400 people we're going to help. This year will be well over $500,000 positive impact for a 14-week service project. Glad to help our people. There is a small tie-in to what we do because it's related to money. We haven't really said, hey, you know, how are you, this refund you're getting, what are you doing with it? We didn't do that last year. We're doing that a little bit this year. Have you thought about saving? Have you thought about this? Hey, those few people that are owing, well, you probably need to change how many exemptions you have on your forms so that you hold out enough. We're coaching more and more and tying it back to what we do. But the main thing is just we want to be a service to our people. You know, it all comes back down to the kitchen table. Are people talking or are they fighting? Is there money or is there not? Are you getting where you want to go? Well, you know, and what you're dreaming about or not? Are you surviving? Or you know, some people don't even have the ability to dream yet. Others, maybe they're getting by, but it's check to check, but they have a plan. We can be part of that solution on helping their business plans grow and help them get the skills they need as a business owner to get there. And to me, that is, you know, leveraging capital and people to make our tribe more powerful and homes more peaceful. That's what we're about.